Aloha and welcome to this module on configuration management. Super psyched about this one. This really definitely could be the most important and useful module of the entire semester for you in software engineering. That's because configuration management is totally central to the whole notion of being able to work together effectively in a team and have people be working concurrently, doing things at the same time, and somehow keeping track of what each other is doing and building the eventual work product in an organized fashion where problems are identified early and resolved efficiently. So that's what configuration management is about in a nutshell. And I tell you, I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have it. I use configuration management even when I'm just working by myself these days because it's so key. So we'll start off with a little screencast here that gives you some of the history of version control and configuration management, some of the terminology. So when you hear things, like branch and merge, and maybe you're talking to some old timer who's using CVS or Subversion or something, or you go work in a company where they're still back in the dark ages, you know what's going on. Then you'll start learning Git, which is a distributed configuration management system that is really the ubiquitous, it's the gold standard these days. Pretty much everybody uses it. And this gives you an introduction to it, and here's a little tutorial on using Git with the gold standard cloud-based repository, which is called GitHub. Probably have heard about it. And so you're going to be learning both a version control system and an undercurrent technology called Git, as well as a particular service, cloud-based service called GitHub that uses Git as its underlying mechanism. Then, if you want, you can watch a really entertaining screencast by Linus Torvalds on how Git came to be. It was basically he looked at the predecessor for Git, or the technology that was in use at the time before, which is called Subversion. He thought it was terrible. He built Git to address it. Linus Torvalds, of course, is the guy who created Linux. So in his spare time, he created Git. Okay, so that's how some folks operate. And here's another little optional page I thought was useful that gives you some hidden features. For experiences, you're going to start off with this interactive tutorial called Try Git that's going to be very helpful for you getting used to the core features. There's because you're using GitHub, they provide all these little freebies, swag, if you will, that you can get if you're a student. So I give you a link to ask you to go get that stuff, because why not? It's free. And then finally, once you have a sense for Git and GitHub, you can take your TechFolio and you can actually push and pull it to and from your local laptop area. And that's a much more effective way to work on your TechFolio than by kind of editing the files in a browser, which is the kind of quick starty way to deal with it. So this is going to kind of kill two birds with one stone. One, it's going to get you more used to the idea of Git and cloning and pushing and pulling, as well as enabling you to more easily work on your portfolio. So that's it for configuration management. You'll be using this for the remainder of the semester. It's not just a week-long thing. In fact, you'll probably be using this for the remainder of your professional career in one form or another. I don't doubt it. I make commits, like almost every day. So it's a great thing to get comfortable with. Students in the past, they talk about at the end of the semester of learning Git as being this incredible revelation to themselves. Beforehand they were using email and passing files back and forth to their teammates, and it was chaos. Once you get used to using Git and some of the process level workflows on top of it, you really will never want to build anything in any other way again. I feel confident of that. See you later.